The kingdom of the Goths emerges from the mists of time, as a realm shrouded in mystery and intrigue. While the echoes of Rome resound through the corridors of history, the story of the Goths often remains relegated to the footnotes. Yet, this overlooked empire wielded considerable influence across Europe, leaving an indelible mark on the course of civilization. In this documentary, we embark on a quest to unravel the enigma of the Goths, delving into their origins, achievements, and enduring legacy. By piecing together fragments of the past and drawing upon the insights of scholars, we aim to illuminate the hidden contours of this fascinating kingdom. The origins of the Goths are veiled in the mists of antiquity, tracing back to the vast Eurasian steppes where nomadic tribes roamed. Among these disparate groups, the Goths emerge as a distinct entity, their early history intertwined with myths and legends passed down through generations. Some accounts suggest that the Goths belonged to the wider Indo-European family of peoples, sharing linguistic and cultural affinities with other tribes of the region. Scholars often point to the writings of ancient historians such as Herodotus and Tacitus for glimpses into the ancient roots of the Goths. These accounts, though often tinged with bias and speculation, provide valuable insights into the migratory patterns and social structures of the peoples who inhabited the steppes of Eurasia. Through a combination of archaeological evidence and comparative linguistics, researchers have pieced together a tentative picture of the early Goths, their customs, and their way of life. The migration of the Goths from their ancestral homelands marked a crucial turning point in their history, setting them on a trajectory that would eventually lead them to the heart of Europe. Scholars posit various theories regarding the timing and impetus behind these migrations, with factors such as climate change, population pressures, and conflicts with neighboring tribes likely playing significant roles. One of the most well-documented episodes in Gothic history is their migration into the Roman Empire during the 3rd century CE. Faced with upheaval and instability in their native lands, groups of Goths began to push westward, seeking refuge and opportunities for plunder in the fertile territories of the Roman provinces. These migrations would set off a chain reaction of events that would profoundly shape the course of European history. As the Goths traversed the frontiers of the Roman Empire, they encountered both opportunities and challenges. Initially viewed with suspicion and hostility by Roman authorities, they soon proved themselves to be formidable adversaries on the battlefield. Raids and incursions into Roman territory became increasingly frequent, as the Goths sought to carve out their own domains amid the chaos of the times. The migration and expansion of the Goths were not merely military campaigns, but also processes of cultural exchange and adaptation. Along their journey, they encountered diverse peoples and civilizations, absorbing elements of Roman, Germanic, and Slavic cultures into their own. This cultural syncretism would shape the identity of the Goths and leave a lasting imprint on the societies they encountered. Central to the ascent of the Gothic Kingdom was the presence of strong leadership and effective governance structures. At the helm of the Gothic state were charismatic rulers who wielded considerable authority and commanded the loyalty of their subjects. These monarchs, often bearing titles such as king or rex, were revered figures who embodied the ideals of nobility, courage, and wisdom. Through a combination of hereditary succession and displays of martial prowess, they secured their positions at the apex of Gothic society and served as the linchpins of stability in an otherwise tumultuous world. The governance of the Gothic Kingdom was characterized by a blend of traditional customs and innovative administrative practices. While the monarchy retained overarching authority, power was also decentralized to regional leaders and tribal chieftains who governed their domains with a degree of autonomy. This system of feudalism fostered a sense of local identity and solidarity while maintaining allegiance to the central authority. Moreover, the Goths established councils and assemblies where important decisions were debated and consensus reached, ensuring a degree of popular participation in the governance process. The military prowess of the Goths was legendary, and it played a pivotal role in the rise and consolidation of their kingdom. From their earliest days as nomadic warriors on the Eurasian steppes to their conquests in the heart of Europe, the Goths cultivated a formidable martial tradition that struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. Armed with weapons forged from iron and steel, they waged war with relentless determination and cunning strategy, employing tactics that capitalized on their mobility and versatility. At the heart of the Gothic military machine were the warrior elites, whose valor and skill on the battlefield earned them prestige and honor within their society. Clad in chainmail and bearing shields adorned with tribal insignia, these warriors formed the backbone of the Gothic armies, leading their fellow soldiers into battle with fearless resolve. Yet, the strength of the Gothic military lay not only in its warriors, but also in its ability to adapt to changing circumstances and incorporate new tactics and technologies into its arsenal. One of the most notable achievements of the Gothic military was its successful campaigns against the Roman Empire. From the stunning victory at the Battle of Adrianople to the sack of Rome itself, the Goths demonstrated their ability to challenge and even defeat one of the most powerful civilizations of the ancient world. Through a combination of strategic alliances, diplomatic maneuvering, and sheer military might, they carved out a vast empire that stretched from the shores of the Black Sea to the plains of Gaul. Amid the tumult of warfare and conquest, the Gothic kingdom also experienced a flourishing of culture and civilization. Far from being mere barbarians, the Goths were patrons of the arts and patrons of learning, fostering a vibrant cultural scene that rivaled that of their Roman and Byzantine neighbors. In the cities and settlements of their realm, artisans and craftsmen plied their trades, producing exquisite works of artistry and craftsmanship that reflected the richness and diversity of Gothic culture. Architecture flourished under the patronage of Gothic rulers, who commissioned grand palaces, temples, and fortifications that served as symbols of their power and prestige. Characterized by towering spires, intricate carvings, and imposing facades, these structures stood as testaments to the ingenuity and ambition of the Gothic people. Meanwhile, the written word thrived in the Gothic kingdom, as scribes and scholars preserved the wisdom of the ancients, and composed epic poems and sagas that celebrated the heroic deeds of their ancestors. Religion also played a central role in Gothic culture, with a pantheon of gods and goddesses, overseeing the affairs of mortals and offering solace in times of trouble. While the Goths initially adhered to pagan beliefs, they eventually embraced Christianity following the conversion of their rulers. The adoption of Christianity not only transformed the spiritual landscape of the Gothic kingdom, but also brought it into closer alignment with the broader currents of European civilization. The social structure of the Gothic kingdom was hierarchical, with distinct layers of privilege and status defining the roles and responsibilities of its inhabitants. At the apex of Gothic society were the nobility, comprising kings, queens, princes, and other aristocrats who wielded political power and economic influence. Beneath them were the freemen, who enjoyed certain rights and liberties, but were subject to the authority of their feudal lords. At the bottom of the social ladder were the unfree, including slaves and serfs, who toiled in the fields and workshops of their masters. The nobility occupied a privileged position within Gothic society, enjoying wealth, land, and prestige derived from their lineage and accomplishments. They served as the ruling elite, administering justice, collecting taxes, and commanding the loyalty of their vassals. Yet, their authority was not absolute, as they were bound by customary laws and obligations that governed their interactions with their subjects. Moreover, the nobility often found themselves embroiled in rivalries and conflicts with one another, vying for supremacy in the ever-shifting landscape of Gothic politics. Religion played a central role in the lives of the Gothic people, shaping their beliefs, values, and rituals. In the early days of the Gothic kingdom, the Goths adhered to pagan traditions, worshipping a pantheon of gods and goddesses associated with nature, fertility, and warfare. Among the most revered deities were Thor, the god of thunder, Freya, the goddess of love and fertility, and Odin, the All-Father and ruler of the gods. However, with the conversion of their rulers to Christianity, the religious landscape of the Gothic kingdom underwent a profound transformation. By the 4th century CE, Christianity had become the dominant faith of the Goths, with Arianism emerging as the predominant theological doctrine. Arianism, which rejected the notion of the Trinity and held that Jesus Christ was a created being, gained favor among the Gothic aristocracy for its emphasis on the sovereignty of God and the exaltation of the monarch as the divine ruler of his people. The adoption of Christianity brought about significant changes in Gothic society. As churches and monasteries were established, clerics and bishops assumed positions of authority, and religious festivals and observances became integral parts of communal life. Yet, despite the spread of Christianity, traces of pagan beliefs and practices persisted, as the Goths sought to reconcile their newfound faith with the customs and traditions of their ancestors. Art and architecture flourished in the Gothic Kingdom, reflecting the creative energies and cultural aspirations of its inhabitants. Gothic art was characterized by its emphasis on intricate detail, vibrant colors, and spiritual themes, drawing inspiration from both classical and indigenous sources. Illuminated manuscripts, adorned with elaborate calligraphy and miniature paintings, preserved the wisdom of the ancients and transmitted it to future generations. Meanwhile, monumental sculptures and reliefs adorn churches and public buildings, depicting scenes from biblical narratives and Gothic mythology. Architecture reached new heights of grandeur and innovation under the patronage of Gothic rulers, who commissioned ambitious building projects that showcased their wealth and power. Gothic cathedrals, with their soaring spires, pointed arches, and stained glass windows, embodied the aspirations of the faithful and served as symbols of divine transcendence. Meanwhile, fortifications such as castles and citadels provided protection and security in age of uncertainty, their formidable ramparts and battlements standing as bulwarks against the encroachment of rival powers. The interaction between the Gothic Kingdom and the Roman Empire was characterized by a complex interplay of conflict and cooperation, shaped by geopolitical considerations, cultural exchanges, and shifting alliances. From the early skirmishes on the frontiers of the empire to the dramatic confrontations that would define their relationship, the Goths and Romans engaged in a dynamic dance of power and influence that left a lasting imprint on the course of European history. Conflict between the Goths and the Romans was a recurring theme throughout their interactions, driven by territorial disputes, economic rivalries, and competing visions of regional hegemony. The Goths, emboldened by their military successes and seeking to expand their domains, launched incursions into Roman territory, plundering cities and laying waste to the countryside. These raids often provoked fierce reprisals from Roman authorities, leading to pitched battles and protracted campaigns that exacted a heavy toll on both sides. Yet, amidst the carnage of war, there were also moments of cooperation and collaboration between the Goths and Romans. Diplomatic negotiations and strategic alliances occasionally brought about temporary truces and ceasefires, allowing for periods of relative peace and stability along the frontier. Moreover, the Goths often served as mercenaries in the service of the Roman Empire, bolstering its armies with their formidable warriors and contributing to its defense against external threats. The Gothic Kingdom exerted a profound influence on Roman civilization, reshaping its political landscape, cultural identity, and intellectual heritage in ways both profound and enduring. Through their military conquests and diplomatic maneuvers, the Goths left an indelible mark on the fabric of the Roman Empire, challenging its authority and forcing it to adapt to the realities of a changing world. One of the most significant contributions of the Goths to Roman civilization was their role in the transformation of the Roman state itself. The sack of Rome by Alaric and his forces in 410 sent shockwaves throughout the empire, marking the first time in over 8 centuries that the Eternal City had fallen to an invading army. Although the Gothic occupation of Rome was relatively short-lived, its symbolic significance reverberated throughout the empire, undermining confidence in the ability of the central government to protect its citizens and inspiring calls for reform and renewal. Moreover, the Goths played a pivotal role in the spread of Christianity within the Roman Empire. The conversion of Gothic rulers to Arian Christianity brought about a new dynamic in religious affairs, as theological disputes and ecclesiastical controversies roiled the empire. The Council of Nicaea, in 325 CE, convened to address the growing influence of Arianism, marked a turning point in the history of Christianity, shaping the development of doctrine and dogma for centuries to come. The legacy of the Gothic Kingdom endured long after its demise, leaving an indelible mark on the successor states that arose in its wake. Nowhere was this legacy more pronounced than in the Byzantine Empire, where the influence of Gothic culture and institutions persisted for centuries, shaping the course of Byzantine history in profound and unexpected ways. Following the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century CE, the Eastern Roman Empire, centered in Constantinople, emerged as the inheritor of Rome's imperial legacy. Yet, far from being a mere continuation of Roman traditions, The Byzantine Empire embodied a synthesis of diverse influences, including those of the Goths. The adoption of Arian Christianity by the Visigothic rulers of Spain and Italy, for example, brought them into conflict with the Orthodox Church and the Byzantine Emperor, who sought to assert his authority over religious affairs. Moreover, the Byzantine Empire inherited many aspects of Gothic law and governance, incorporating them into its own legal codes and administrative structures. The Justinian Code, compiled under the reign of Emperor Justinian I in the 6th century CE, drew upon Roman, Greek, and Gothic legal traditions, codifying them into a unified system of law that would serve as the foundation of Byzantine jurisprudence for centuries to come. Internal strife plagued the Gothic kingdom, weakening its foundations and sowing the seeds of its eventual decline. Factional rivalries and dynastic disputes frequently erupted among the Gothic nobility, as ambitious rulers vied for power and influence. Succession crises were common, leading to periods of instability and uncertainty as rival claimants to the throne battled for supremacy. Moreover, tensions between different tribal factions within the Gothic Confederation often flared into open conflict, further exacerbating divisions within the kingdom. The fragmentation of authority and the erosion of central governance weakened the cohesion of the Gothic state, making it increasingly vulnerable to external pressures and internal dissent. Attempts to impose order and unity often met with resistance from regional leaders and noble families who jealously guarded their prerogatives and privileges. As a result, the Gothic kingdom became increasingly fragmented and decentralized, its ability to respond effectively to external threats compromised by internal discord. External pressures posed significant challenges to the stability and security of the Gothic kingdom, testing its resilience and exposing its vulnerabilities. Throughout its history, the Goths faced threats from neighboring powers such as the Roman Empire, the Huns, and the Vandals, who sought to expand their own territories at the expense of the Gothic realm. Military incursions, diplomatic machinations, and economic warfare were all tactics employed by rival powers to undermine the strength and integrity of the Gothic state. One of the most formidable adversaries faced by the Goths was the Roman Empire, which viewed them with suspicion and hostility from the moment they crossed its borders. Conflict between the two powers was inevitable, as the Goths sought to assert their independence and expand their influence in the territories controlled by Rome. While the Goths achieved notable victories against the Romans, such as the sack of Rome in 410 CE, they also suffered significant setbacks, including defeats at the hands of Roman generals such as Belisarius and Narses. The arrival of new waves of invaders, such as the Huns and the Vandals, further destabilized the Gothic kingdom, stretching its resources and straining its defenses to the breaking point. The Huns, under the leadership of Attila, launched devastating raids into Gothic territory, plundering cities and laying waste to the countryside. Meanwhile, the Vandals, who had established their own kingdom in North Africa, posed a constant threat to the Gothic coastlines, raiding coastal settlements and disrupting trade routes. The cumulative effect of internal strife and external pressures hastened the fragmentation and eventual fall of the Gothic kingdom. By the 6th century CE, the once mighty empire had been reduced to a patchwork of rival factions and warring tribes, each vying for supremacy in a world torn apart by conflict and uncertainty. Attempts to reunify the kingdom proved futile, as rival claimants to the throne competed for power and influence, further exacerbating divisions within Gothic society. The final blow to the Gothic kingdom came with the Byzantine reconquest of Italy under the command of the general Belisarius. In a series of decisive battles, including the Battle of Taginae and the Siege of Ravenna, the Byzantines dealt a crushing blow to the Gothic forces, forcing them into retreat and ultimately surrender. With the fall of Ravenna in 540 CE, the Gothic kingdom ceased to exist as an independent political entity, its territories absorbed into the burgeoning Byzantine Empire. Early accounts of the Gothic kingdom are primarily derived from the writings of ancient historians and chroniclers, whose narratives provide valuable but often biased insights into the history and culture of the Goths. Among the most influential sources are the works of Roman historians such as Tacitus, Ammianus Marcellinus, and Procopius, who documented the interactions between the Goths and the Roman Empire. These accounts, though colored by the prejudices and perspectives of their authors, offer valuable glimpses into the political, military, and social dynamics of the Gothic Kingdom. Modern scholarship on the Gothic Kingdom has sought to reassess and reinterpret the historical record, drawing upon a diverse range of sources and methodologies to paint a more nuanced portrait of Gothic society and culture. Archaeological discoveries, linguistic analysis, and comparative studies have shed new light on the origins, achievements, and legacy of the Goths, challenging conventional narratives, and uncovering previously overlooked aspects of their civilization. Moreover, interdisciplinary approaches that incorporate insights from fields such as anthropology, sociology, and cultural studies have enriched our understanding of the complexities of Gothic history and identity. Interpretations of the Gothic Kingdom have been the subject of ongoing debate among historians and scholars, with differing perspectives reflecting diverse methodological approaches and ideological orientations. Some historians view the Goths as barbaric invaders and agents of destruction, whose incursions into Roman territory brought about the collapse of civilization and the onset of the Dark Ages. Others, however, portray the Goths as complex and dynamic actors on the stage of history, whose contributions to art, literature, and governance deserve recognition and respect. Debates over the nature of Gothic society, the impact of their interactions with other civilizations, and the legacy of their empire continue to inform scholarly discourse and shape public perceptions of this enigmatic people. Recent decades have witnessed a surge of interest in the archaeology of the Gothic Kingdom, as researchers uncover new evidence and reevaluate existing material to shed light on the lives and achievements of the Goths. Excavations at sites such as Toulouse, Dorestad, and Cherniakov had yielded a wealth of artifacts and remains that provide valuable insights into Gothic culture, economy, and settlement patterns. Moreover, advances in archaeological techniques such as remote sensing, DNA analysis, and isotopic analysis have enabled researchers to explore previously inaccessible areas and answer long-standing questions about the origins and migrations of the Goths. The revival of interest in the Gothic Kingdom has been fueled by a variety of factors, including the growing popularity of medieval history among the general public, the influence of popular culture and media representations, and the efforts of scholars to reassess and reinterpret the historical record. Books, films, and television series that depict the Goths and their world have captured the imagination of audiences around the world, sparking curiosity and prompting further exploration of this fascinating chapter in human history. Moreover, academic conferences, museum exhibitions, and public lectures have provided platforms for scholars and enthusiasts to share their research and engage in dialogue about the significance of the Gothic legacy. The Gothic legacy continues to resonate in the contemporary world, influencing everything from politics and religion to art and literature. The impact of the Goths on European civilization is evident in the architectural heritage of Gothic cathedrals, the linguistic legacy of Old High German and other Gothic languages, and the enduring fascination with the myths and legends of the medieval period. Moreover, the Gothic revival of the 19th century, with its emphasis on medievalism and romanticism, has left an indelible mark on the cultural landscape of the modern world. As we rediscover and reappraise the Gothic legacy, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human history and the enduring power of the past to shape the present. The Gothic Kingdom stands as a testament to the resilience, creativity, and complexity of human civilization. From its humble origins on the Eurasian steppes to its zenith as a dominant power in Europe, the Goths forged a civilization that left an indelible mark on the course of history. Though their empire may have fallen, their legacy endures, shaping the cultural, political, and social landscapes of the modern world. The Gothic legacy is evident in the towering spires of Gothic cathedrals, the lyrical strains of Gothic literature, and the enduring fascination with the myths and legends of the medieval period. Yet, it is also present in less tangible ways in the resilience of communities that have weathered the storms of history, in the diversity of cultures that have emerged from the crucible of conflict, and in the enduring quest for meaning and identity that defines the human experience. The study of the Gothic Kingdom offers valuable insights into the complexities of human history and the dynamic forces that shape the rise and fall of civilizations. By examining the origins, achievements, and challenges of the Goths, we gain a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of cultures, the fluidity of identities, and the contingency of historical events. Moreover, the Gothic legacy reminds us of the importance of empathy, humility, and critical thinking in our efforts to understand the past and navigate the present. Future research on the Gothic Kingdom holds promise for uncovering new insights and challenging conventional wisdom about this enigmatic civilization. Archaeological excavations, interdisciplinary studies, and comparative analyses offer avenues for exploring previously overlooked aspects of Gothic society and culture. Moreover, advances in technology such as DNA analysis, isotopic analysis, and digital mapping provide new tools for investigating questions about the origins, migrations, and interactions of the Goths. Furthermore, research on the Gothic legacy can inform broader debates about the nature of power, identity, and memory in human societies. By examining the ways in which the Goths have been remembered and represented over time, we gain insights into the processes of myth-making, collective memory, and historical consciousness that shape our understanding of the past. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the Gothic Kingdom, we embark on a journey of discovery that illuminates not only the past but also the present and future of human civilization.